We want to do something a little bit different based on everything that happened last week. We all come at things from different perspectives based on our life experiences. And tonight we have a clip of an emotional poem that a man named Prentice Powell read to his young son right after Alton Sterling was shot and killed in Baton Rouge. Prentice was in the middle of writing the poem, but says, quote, "The reality is I may not live long enough to finish the poem."
Always keep your hands clean. There are a lot of dirty people out there who don't play fair and will say your hands are dirty. And some will ask them just to make sure that they're pure. And when they do, I want you to look them in the eye and put your hands up slowly and show them your hands are clean. And if you get scared because of me, it's okay to cry. Daddy has been scared too, but you keep looking them in their eyes. Don't look away. And know the reason why you guys can't go out and play while Daddy is away is because it isn't safe. There are people out there who want to take your favorite toys and steal my batteries. Then the mommies get upset because they don't want their toys broken. They just want them to come home so at the end of the day, we can put all of your toys away with nothing broken and no one hurt. And in the morning, all the boys can go to school and the daddies can go to work with their batteries still in their chest, pumping with thousands of volts. And the only thing that dies are the batteries within your remotes. And Daddy hopes you understand what I'm telling you, but at the same time, I don't. I just want you to take care of your toys so that you live long enough to grow out of them. What Daddy is telling you is that there is a bullseye within your melanin and no Ninja Turtle shell is big enough to cover the target on your back. And it is just because you are black, but I want you to take pride in that. And I promise you, I will come home safe. I promise to stay safe. Woo.
Joining us now is Prentice. I've watched that several times. I get emotional every time I watch it. Not only seeing you, but also seeing your son and the way he was listening to you. What was your son's reaction afterward?
He had a million questions. My son is he's a brilliant 7-year-old. I'm a proud father of a boy who just tested the top 2% of gifted children in the state of Florida, and his IQ was 135, so I'm going to have to do some work to keep up with him. So obviously he's very inquisitive, so it came with a lot of processing after, and honestly that just happened on Tuesday. So since then we've been talking every day, and it's kind of hard to...
What does he ask you?
Why?
And what do you say?
People... The conversation of racism comes in. So then we have to start discussing racism. We have to start discussing the fact that you're going to go outside and people are going to judge you without knowing anything about you because of how you look, because of your hairline, because of your wide nose, because of the way you talk or the way your mother or father looks. So we have to have those conversations. I think they're important.
Is it... Yeah, I was struck by so many things that you said in there, in particular the clean hands. I mean, is it really, again, I'm coming at this as a white guy, a 58-year-old white guy, and my life experiences are completely different from yours.
Right.
Is it really that bad?
Absolutely. It is really that bad. It is bad to the point where you have to check in with your family every time you walk out of the door. There are, I know about 13 black men, professional, educated men who have no criminal record, who now own guns over the past 4 days, have no clue how to use them. But they feel so threatened by law enforcement that the concept of not making it out of an altercation has resorted them to being an advocate for violence when they don't naturally believe in it.
What about the people who would say, listen, if you get pulled over, there's a way that you act. You are respectful. You say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. You do what the officer says.
Right.
What would you say to that?
Have they been watching television? Have you seen any of these tapes? Have you spoken to anybody in a community that you may not be affiliated with who has these stories? We can't possibly all be lying. There is an issue with law enforcement and the black community. And I think what needs to happen at this point in time is that we need to stop throwing these blanket statements of what needs to happen between law enforcement and citizens. The issue and the root, the reason why so many people are hurt in Dallas, in Baton Rouge, is because there was an issue with the black community and how law enforcement are policing people within the black community. So I would highly encourage those people to step outside of their bubble, their comfort zone, and actually get real so we can start to address these issues. But first, we have to be honest as a country about what's going on.
When you posted that on Facebook, I was so struck by what you said leading up to it, and that is that you don't know whether you're going to live long enough to finish it, and you don't know whether your son is going to live long either. Again, as a white guy, it's so hard for me to comprehend that statement because that's just not my reality. Right. Is that really your reality? Do you really worry about that?
It is absolutely my reality. I haven't watched the video in totality since we recorded it because I know I'm gonna tear up and cry. It's nothing that I want to share with my son. My son is 7 years old. My other son is 5. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I have a wife that I have to make it home to. And I don't want to tell any of them that there is a possibility that I may not make it home because I abide by every law, every request that the officer gives me. I have to teach my son before talking to him about sex, about how to conduct himself when he's out there in public and runs into a police officer, and no child deserves that.
I have to ask you because there were, on your Facebook page, there were some angry posts.
Absolutely.
And at one point you said, I'm ready to shoot.
Yes, I did. So when I say I'm ready to shoot back, it's a metaphorical statement, but what it means is that I'm angry. And it's okay to be angry. And furthermore, this country should be angry by what's going on in this country. I think there's this perception that because I may mention shoot back, my only resort to shooting back is a pistol, as if that is going to benefit the cause that I stand for my people. The way I shoot back is through my gift that God gave me, gift of speech. The way I shoot back is by educating my children on how to conduct themselves with police officers. The way I shoot back is by letting people know that I will not be pacified. A lot of us out here in the community will not be pacified. We'll continue to speak up until something is done about the injustice that we are facing in our community by law enforcement.
I appreciate you coming in because it seems to me that it's just so important to have these discussions.
We do. We need to. We need to have
real discussions, not politically correct discussions, but real discussions.
Right. Absolutely.
Prentice, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back right after this.